We're here in Seattle, interleague baseball on MLB The Show. It's the Seattle Mariners and the Chicago Cubs. We have an absolute treat on tap today as two of the game's best pitchers go head-to-head, Singy.
Yeah, and when these two are on, it's nothing short of electric, Boog. Neither of them likes to give an inch. Fierce competitors that have been dominant all season long. Will be a legit pitching duel in this one.
First pitch coming at you right after the break. Just about set to go now. And towing the slab, Shohei Ohtani. Tell us about him in that sub-3 ERA, Siggy.
Well, anytime you can keep your ERA under 3. You're doing a lot of things right, and you're putting your team in a position to win a lot of ball games as well. And he's doing tremendous out there on the mound. Every time he gets the ball, you expect him to go out there and dominate, and that's what he's been to this point. We'll see how he is today.
Ripped in the air, left field, and a touchdown for a base hit. Man aboard on the leadoff single.
You know, I was watching his rounds during batting practice today. So impressed with his ability to let the ball travel, go back up the middle and the other way. Sometimes when you step in the box during the game, you get a little anxious and you get away from that. But so far, I've seen him stay consistent with his pregame preparation.
Let's go, showtime.
Throw over to first. Suzuki back easily.
Base runner with a one-way lead right there. All he's trying to do is get a look at the pitcher's move. Had no intent of stealing on that pitch.
And now it's Julio Rodriguez. In the air, center field. Judge is there. Hauls it in, and there's one away.
Batting third, the designated hitter.
Take a look at the lineup. Of course, one of the best players in the game today, Randy Arozarena.
He's hit 5 home runs in his last 10 games. I mean, that's pretty impressive. And even if it doesn't sound like it, think about the pace over the course of a full season. That's over 80 home runs. Well, they're going to have a hard time getting him out in this one because he is dialed in.
Let's go, showtime.
First offering. Runner goes. Ball misses. And that's a stolen base. Not even close.
Well, with that kind of elite arm he has behind the plate, man, it's a pretty big deal when you can swipe it back against this dude. Maybe more than anything, it prevents teams from just testing him, thinking that they can even steal the base. But right here, they successfully moved that runner up to scoring position. Good job.
The 3-1. Worm burner into the outfield for a knock. Headed for the plate. He will score, and they take the lead. It's an RBI single, 1-0.
Just so sound in his mechanics. Hits against a firm front side, and the hands just continue to carry through the middle of the field.
And now it's Josh Naylor. There goes Junior. That's ripped to right down the line. That's a fair ball, and it's getting into the corner. The throw in, but he's in there easily. And that extends his hitting streak yet again. This is starting to get pretty interesting, Singy.
Yeah, and the way he's going, it seems like there's no end in sight. This is a guy that no pitcher wants to face right now, especially with runners on base. I mean, he's doing all the little things right, and it just seems like he's in cruise control at the plate.
And here is Cal Raleigh. Big swing and a miss. Just misses the mark outside the zone.
No, he's not afraid to fall into a 2-strike count. Knows the strike zone very well, so much so that I think umpires will look at him and determine whether it's a ball or strike, if he swings or not. Well, he just had no answer for that hard inside fastball right there. Just blew it by him. And not every pitcher likes working inside, especially with 2 strikes. They don't want to hit a batter and waste an opportunity to put him away. But if you can locate that fastball just like he did, most hitters aren't looking for it, and it becomes very difficult to get a piece of.
Now it's Randy Arozarena. High fly ball out to left field. Matsui under it. Brings it in. And that is that. But 2 runs for him, and they jump ahead. On to the bottom of the first. It's the Mariners 2. Back at T-Mobile Park. And taking the ball for Seattle. Ryan Wu. Chris, what are you looking for from him?
Well, coming into this game, hitters are batting under 250 against this starting pitcher. So it just shows you how effective he's been. He's been able to move his pitches around, add and subtract, change up the look so that hitters don't get too comfortable and start squaring up the baseball. We'll see what he's got in this one.
That misses. 3-2 now. Lifted in the air, right center field. Rodriguez sizing this one up. Hauls it in for the out. Time now for the Chicago Cubs lineup. Of course, a big piece for them is their DH, Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah, definitely someone I always enjoy, when I get a chance to watch him, whether he's hitting in a game or even taking swings during batting practice. Man, this guy is always so focused on what he's doing on that task at hand. He's got so much attention to detail that when he steps in the box, his success rate is really high.
Wu, he has a reputation, I don't know, maybe a knack for working himself out of tough situations that he finds himself in. You like that in a relief pitcher, but when you have it for a starting pitcher, a guy that can get out of a tight spot, that is pretty valuable. Payoff pitch. Goes down looking.
Well, just couldn't pull the trigger on the fastball right there, and I don't think he was taking it, thinking it might be a called ball or anything. I just think he was flat out frozen. Did not expect that location, in my opinion.
And now here is Hideki. That one hammered left field. Rosarena going back. Out of here. His 22nd homer of the year. It's 2-1. He absolutely feasts on right-handed pitching and devours that one for a homer.
And you can see that's what he expects of himself at bat after at bat. He's that confident. Elevated fastballs, especially away, are like putting the ball on a tee. Hitters do a lot of cage work. They're comfortable hitting off the tees, and he was comfortable right there hitting that ball opposite field for a home run.
Two outs, nobody on. And up next for Chicago, Vinny Pasquantino. The 1-1 is fouled off.
And you won't see the skipper rush to get somebody up in the bullpen as soon as he starts to see some signs of trouble. This guy's earned a longer leash, and because of that, confidence grows with the players and teammates playing behind him, that when things get a little rough out there, they know he'll find his way through it.
Next offering is down low. And now it's 3-2. Oka waiting on deck if they extend the inning.
Plenty of pop in his bat, so he could give them the lead with one swing if he gets the chance.
Ground ball up the middle. Toss to Naylor, and that is the inning. And we're back, top of the second, and now it's going to be Brendan Donovan. just missed. Swing, and he breaks his back. Not in time. An infield knock to start the inning. And it looks like they might end up challenging this one. Very close play, and we will take another look as well.
I couldn't tell in live action, that's for sure. And, you know, the umpire is so much closer to the play, and he thought he beat the throw, so we'll see.
Well, they are going to challenge the call, and so now the decision will be made by the umpires at the replay center back in New York. Another look at it. Singer, are you seeing enough to change the call?
Yeah, I think so, Boog. I mean, it's close, but I think after looking at it a few times, we can see that this guy's probably out, and could be a good use of the challenge right here.
Looks like we've got an answer, and he's out. They took a chance with the challenge, and it paid off. And up next for Seattle, Ryan Bliss. That one almost got him. One out, base is empty. And that misses. And that's ball 3. Freddie Ferguson doing the umpiring duties behind the plate in this one.
Yeah, Freddie's a well-respected umpire, Boog. Maybe a little bit more of a pitcher's umpire. He does like to pitch down just below the knees or right about there, but most hitters are pretty good at covering that spot these days.
That's ball 4. Tried another fastball, but missed the spot.
Man, that's a tough one to take on the full count, but I guess he saw it really well. It's a really nice plate appearance.
And now Cole Young. Runner takes off. Now this one gets away from the catcher. So a wild pitch allows the runner to advance. That's foul off to the right side. Keeps the AB going. Bliss leads off second with 1 gone in the inning. 99 miles per hour to finish him off.
Just locked him up right there for the second out, and that's an at-bat he's probably going to be thinking about for a little while. Didn't pull the trigger. Not how you want to go down in an RBI spot, so now you got to hope your teammate behind you can pick you up.
Now here is Ichiro Suzuki. Hats and misses. It's a strikeout. So no runs on 2 base hits. No errors and 1 left on. We go to the bottom of inning number 2. It's the Mariners 2 and the Cubs 1. And welcome back to the ballpark. Bottom of the second. Here's a big power threat. Kazuo Oka. Obviously a guy who makes good contact, hits for average. But one of the things in today's game, the value in the fact that he hits both righties and lefties. Next one in the dirt. They're so reliant on the matchups nowadays, Chris. And it's huge when you don't have to sit a guy or platoon him.
When you can hit, both sides in terms of pitchers' arms, you're a guy that it's hard to take out of the lineup, and I think it's very important today when everything is under the microscope.
Line drive to short and caught.
Nothing you can do about those as a hitter. Even though you know that, they still drive you absolutely crazy.
And now the rookie second baseman. 1 down, base is empty.
Well, we call that keyhole. Even though it's right there and looks pretty good, if he doesn't love it, he's not going to swing that early in the count.
Out towards left center. Rodriguez has this one sized up. 2 away now.
Batting 7, the right fielder.
Now it's the right fielder, Seiya Suzuki. The 1-1 is fouled off. In the air, right side. Should have this one. Squeezes it. And that is the third out of the inning. All set for the start of the inning. Now the number 2 hitter, Julio Rodriguez. Not close with that one. 2-1.
Well, these Mariners showing great discipline at the plate, and patience definitely seems to be the name of their game in this one. They're doing a good job of working the pitch count, and they've been able to push a couple of runs across the score as well.
And it drops in. And a good start to the inning.
Well, as hot hitting continues, he's been getting great results lately. That can be a really tough pitch to handle, a front door breaking ball, but he did a great job staying in there, keeping that front shoulder closed. He didn't spin off the ball and hook it foul, which happens so many times. And now they've got some speed on first, so we'll see if they try to get him into motion.
Now it's the Mariners DH, Ken Griffey Jr. And he deals. Runner on the move. Makes the grab, one down.
Still relatively early, but with the pair of runs already on the board, the ripple effect of that high pitch count might set him up to do more damage later in this game.
Here's Josh Naylor. And ball 4, 2 aboard.
Pretty easy walk right there. Last pitch wasn't even much to think about.
Now batting, the catcher,
2 on, 1 out. And now the switch hitting catcher, Cal Raleigh. Well, Chris, through the early stages, he hasn't been very efficient in terms of the pitch count. He's going to need to get some quick outs if he's going to get deeper into this game. And they're all loaded up.
Well, he's normally going to fill up the strike zone and really limit base runners, but his command in this one just seems off out there. A lot more walks than he's used to giving up.
So bases loaded with 1 away. And now for Seattle, Randy Arozarena. In the dirt, blocked. Nice job behind the plate there.
He's looking for a ground ball to get a double play and out of this jam.
Swing and a ball lifted in the air. Shallow right field. Suzuki makes a nice grab and a full sprint.
That's just a really nice catch on the run right there. He saved extra bases for sure. If the pitcher's his friend, he'll give him a second to catch his breath before he's ready to deal the next pitch.
Down the third baseman, Brendan Donovan. Up the middle with, a great flip on the money. Nice play. And the Mariners strand the bases loaded as they're unable to add to their 2-1 lead. Set for the bottom of the third. Now it's the shortstop, Bobby Witt Jr. That one close, ruled the ball. Ball 2.
Just missing off the plate there, according to the umpire, and out there on the mound, maybe trying to get an explanation. Can't say he's convinced, but it looks like he's accepted it.
Swing and a high fly ball out towards right field. Rodriguez hauls it in, and there's 1 away. Masataka Yoshida, the next cup to hit. And that is cut on and missed. And it's 1-2.
Wow, no fair right there. I mean, that slider didn't move to the very last moment. Incredibly difficult to pick that up. Just going to have to tip your cap on that pitch.
Hammered on the line to the left, base hit. So that will bring up the top of the order with 1 away.
Well, a swing like that can help you come out of the struggle. We saw the numbers coming into the ball game, but all he's trying to do at this point is help his team win.
Back to the top of the lineup. Here's Shohei Ohtani. Got him looking. And now 2 gone.
Well, just a beautiful fastball on the inside corner for that backwards K right there. I think the hitter saw it all the way coming from that opposite arm angle. So I got to think he was looking away and just got locked up by the hard stuff boring in on his hands.
It's Aaron Judge now. The 1-1. Looked like it was a little bit up. Two outs. That one fouled off. 2-2. Chop to third. Donovan. They take the force out. Third out. And that ends the frame. One left for the Cubs. And they trail it here 2-1. Back here at the ballpark, let's check out the latest news from around the league. The 2-1 is high. Late swing fouled off.
Instead of letting the hitter get his arms extended, tied him up a little bit, slightly up, slightly in.
That one is absolutely belted. And that should be extra bases. Around first and hustling for second. And he's got a leadoff double.
These guys today are so great with handling velocity. They're seeing high speeds day after day, and a nice job of turning that one around.
And stepping in for the Mariners, Cole Young. Man at second. And there's the strike. No outs. Runner on second. That's out to center field. Judge is under it. Makes the catch for the out. And there's one down. So the lineup flips over. And now the right fielder, Ichiro Suzuki. And that one hit to first. And he handles it himself for the out.
Well, he's doing a nice job of keeping the ball out of the air. Lets the defense work behind him with another ground ball. Good execution.
Julio Rodriguez, the next to hit.
Julio Rodriguez.
And that one gets past the catcher. Safe at the plate, and the misplay cost them a run. It's 3-1.
Runner's got to be happy to be crossing the dish right there. Easy decision to head home when you see the ball get that far away from the catcher.
That's off the inside corner. Now 3-1.
That's a good miss off the inside part of the plate. You'd much rather miss there than out over the plate where this guy could do some real damage.
Swing and a hard hit liner up the middle to base hit. So he gets on base and keeps it going.
Couldn't have timed it up any better than that. Just a very nice approach and swing right there to use the big part of the field. Everything was on time. He stayed balanced through the entire swing and just launched that one into center.
Ohtani over to first. Rodriguez back in standing. And here is Ken Griffey Jr. That one hammered center field back there. And out of here. His 19th home run of the year, and they add a couple more. It's 5-1. That one just sounded different.
And might have been the loudest moment yet. Man, my ears are ringing. I can feel that swing from the booth. That's exactly the pitch he was looking for. Crushes it and hits it out of the ballpark.
So 2 away with nobody on. Here comes the manager out of the Cubs dugout, and
now pitching for
the left-hander on now, Yusei Kikuchi.
And he's been racking up strikeouts at a high rate this year, typically at least 1 an inning, so he'll be tough to get to.
Two outs, base is empty. Can't connect on the curveball, struck him out. Back in Seattle, John Chambi and Chris Singleton with you. And leading off the bottom of the 4th, Hideki Matsui. So a foul ball makes it 1-2. And that's outside. Spoils that one, and it remains 2-2. Up the middle, and that one finds its way through. And the leadoff man aboard.
Gotta love the resiliency he showed in that at bat, battling with 2 strikes. Just kept it simple, played pepper with the middle of the infield, and took it back where it came from, and there's just no one there to knock it down.
Man at first, nobody out. Vinny Pasquantino, the next Cub to hit. Here's a 1-1. That one way inside. Up the middle, and he knocks it down. Still able to get it there in time. And they do get the out.
Good fade and sinking action to that changeup. Got that hitter to roll over.
Stepping in, the long ball threat, Kazuo
Oka.
Hit in the air, right field. Makes the grab, and there's 2 gone. Standing in is the power hitting second baseman. 2 outs. In the air to left, down the line. Rosarena moving under it. Drops into the glove. And that's the inning. Cubs leave 1. They're down 5-1. We go to the top of the 5th. Now the Mariners catcher, Cal Raleigh. And that's a little bit high. 2 balls and a strike.
Well, these Mariners putting together some really good at-bats in this game. There's been a lot to like with how they're approaching their chances at the plate. It looked to me like they really wanted to get to the starter early, get him out of the game before he settles in. So I'd say mission accomplished.
Randy Rosarena up next for the Mariners. That one missed. And that's ball 4.
You get a walk, and you get a walk. Everyone gets a walk, Boo.
Runner on at first with one gone. Brendan Donovan up next for the Mariners. Kikuchi checks the runner. The Rosarena dives back. Just missed. Rosarena stands at first with one out. Hit on the ground to the right side, and that's just foul. The Rosarena on the move. Got him swinging. Throw there. Safe.
The batter number 1, second baseman,
Ryan Bliss up next for the Mariners. And that one wrapped foul. And that one goes straight to the backstop. No advance, though. Runner at second, 2 down. And we're at the top of the 5th. Fastball, and he gets out of the way.
Straighten him up a little bit.
Out to short, and he can't come up with it. Still fires to first, and the throw is late. Missed opportunity there thanks to the misplay.
Hard to tell exactly what went wrong right there. That was a fairly routine ground ball, but he just couldn't get it to stick in the glove. Might have taken his eye off it a little early, but regardless, we're going to have to work around that error.
At the plate, Cole Young. And that one lifted in the air, center field. Judge makes the grab, and that'll do it. Back at T-Mobile Park, we head to the bottom of the 5th. Now it's the right fielder, Seiya Suzuki. That clips the corner. They've got a potent lineup, and when you think about teams capable of rallying from this kind of deficit, they're right at the top of the list. Swing and a base hit. So a runner aboard to start the inning. Now here's Bobby Witt Jr. That one's in there. That is strike 2. Just off the outside part of the plate.
Really good take, especially with 2 strikes.
Runner at first with no outs here. Lifted in the air, right field. And it's caught for the out.
You know, those can be pretty fun as an outfielder. Got to put it into his highest gear and go a long way to track that one down. Nothing better than that. You feel like a wide receiver playing football.
Next offering is fouled back. Man at first, one away. Hit on the ground, might be 2. Naylor to second, and it's a double play to end the inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and no. Welcome back as we take a look at how today's starting pitchers have fared so far.
Suzuki.
Falling behind 2-1. Swing and a liner foul off to the right. Two. Swing and a high fly ball down the right field line. And no one can get to it. It's a foul ball. Swing and a fly ball in the air out towards right center field. And that'll fall for a base hit. Man aboard on the leadoff single.
The center fielder, number 44.
That's a tough location with the fastball to handle, but he was all over it. He got that front foot down and showed off some really quick hands to get the barrel to it.
So a man at first. Now it's the power speed combo. Julio Rodriguez. The lefty ready and a 1-1. Foul ball. Pickoff throw. Back in there standing. That's down and in. A slider missed.
This is one of those situations defensively where you can't try to do too much. You got to make sure that you field the ball cleanly and get one out first. It's going to be tough to get two with this kind of speed in the batter's box.
Squirts away a little bit. And now a man into scoring position.
That's a tough spot for the catcher, Boog. No chance of stopping the outside pitch. And now the runner moves up. Those moments can be really frustrating.
Ripped to third. Now one gone in the top of the sixth.
The batter, the designated hitter, Ken Griffey Jr.
One out and a runner at second, and we're in the top half of the sixth. Inside, almost got him.
Gonna really need to hang in there with that front side against this left-handed breaking ball.
Man at second. And a foul ball. He stays alive.
A little early on that fastball. I'm sure the pitcher taking a note. Look for an off-speed pitch on this next one.
Battling here as he fouls it away. Look out! And it hit him. He had two strikes on him, and he hit him.
The first baseman.
2 on with 1 out. And here's the first baseman, Josh Naylor. Here comes the manager out of the Cubs dugout, and
Now pitching for the
new pitcher in the game for the Cubs, Kodai Senga.
Well, he's a big-time strikeout guy out there. This season, averaging more than 1 per inning.
Finish him.
2 on, 1 out. Fights that one away, still 1-2.
That wasn't an easy pitch to hit. It's much easier to do damage against mistakes, but that's not what that pitch was.
Not close, and it deflects away. So on the wild pitch, 2 guys advance.
Well, that could end up being pretty costly right there. They had the double play set up as a way to get out of the inning, but instead it becomes a big strikeout situation.
Lifted in the air, out to left. Matsui settles under it and makes the catch. Runner tags for home. The throw's offline. He's saved. It's 6-1. Now here's the switch hitting power threat, Cal Raleigh. Right through there for a strike. Junior stands at second with 2 gone. Hit well, right field, way back, and gone. And they add to the lead. It's 8-1.
Already playing with the lead, and now they're celebrating a home run. They're having a great time out there. A good hitter gets pitch recognition early. He saw exactly where that was going to be. The challenge, not get over anxious and come out of your swing. He stayed on it and got all of it.
Randy Arozarena up next for the Mariners. 2 down, nobody on. Swing and a miss at a slider. Towards left field. That one carrying out of here. A home run off the foul pole. They do it again. Back-to-back homers. His second homer of this series, and they tack one on the board. It's 9-1. That's his 3rd straight game with a homer, Singy.
This dude is on fire, Boog. These kinds of streaks just don't come around too often. Well, he really crushed that thing down the line, and everyone had to hold their breath until it clanked off the pole. And every time that happens, it just kind of feels like a trick shot or something. But really, it's just a stroke of luck that it stays fair long enough.
And the batter now, Brendan Donovan. Late with the swing there. That misses the zone. And the count's even at 2.
Good location, good take. Sometimes you want the hitter to prove he can lay off that pitch.
Foul ball, another 2-2 upcoming. Swing and a miss, and he struck him out. Ends the inning after they racked up. This one isn't exactly close, Chris. Let's go off script for a moment.
I'm game.
Were we on script?
Never.
All right, Singy, you've tightened up the hairdo, but back when you played, how valuable was it to have a barber in the clubhouse?
Well, Boog, I'm going to say invaluable. That's how valuable that it was, because I was the barber. Yes, I was the team barber, man. I'd be cutting hair 7:05 game. I'd be finishing cutting someone's hair at 6:45.
Whoa.
And I'd ask these guys, you're making millions of dollars. Why can't you go to a stylist and get your hair done? You're coming to the clubhouse pressuring me to cut your hair before a game.
See ya. Strikes him out for the 2nd time today. Stayed with the fastball on all 3 pitches to put him away.
Yeah, just straight attacked him. And those locations of the fastball is what really stood out to me, Boog. Started him inside, really good location. Then he went away for strike 2, going kind of east-west, and then finishes him off up in the zone with some good velocity. That's just great execution.
Swing and a high fly ball right field. Under it. Snags it for the 2nd out. Next to hit, Hideki.
The left fielder.
And he's close as he's trying to get through 6 full innings right now. He's about to throw his 100th pitch. I'd be surprised if this isn't it for him.
Just missed.
Well, as good as things can be, it can be a tough day at the office, even for the skippers. Seeing the offense just sputter, not able to get anything going.
Next pitch is outside.
A rare 3-ball count here. He's been throwing strikes all day. Got to be ready to hit if you're in the box.
And that one is inside, and it's ball 4.
Boog, if I were him, I'd be nibbling around the plate as well. I mean, this guy's just capable of hitting pitches outside of the zone and driving them a long way.
2 outs, runner at first. Vinny Pasquantino, the next Cub to hit. The 1-1 is fouled off. Matsui, the runner at first with 2 gone. And now 2-2. Action in the pen down there. Bryce Miller appears to be getting loose. Saucedo, a left-hander, also throwing. Up the middle. Fires over to first. That's out number 3. 1 left for the Cubs. They trail it big. It's 9-1. Top of inning number 7. Now Ryan Bliss.
This kid picked up in a trade. A lot.
Here comes the skipper, and
Now pitching for the
Koko
Cubs,
Takahashi.
number 13.
And if you dig into his walk rate, his numbers are really impressive. He's really filled up the strike zone this season, so these batters better be ready to swing the bats.
Just missed. This one in the air right field. Suzuki has a beat on it. Pulls it down and he makes the catch. 1 down. And the batter will be the shortstop, Cole Young.
Shortstop, Cole Young.
Gets the slider in there for a strike.
Well, he had a pretty good look at that pitch and not sure exactly what tied him up there. Couldn't pull the trigger. And perhaps the best pitch he'll see in this at bat to hit.
On the ground to third. Fair ball. Around first, heading for 2. And that's a 2-bagger.
Love how he let that ball travel, trusted his hands. Nice job of going the other way.
Here's the Mariners leadoff man, Ichiro. Swing and a miss. And that is strike 2. Cut on and miss, struck him out. And 2 away now.
Oh, really went aggressive in with that slider. Good 2-strike pitch right there. At worst case scenario, it's weak contact in play. Exactly where he and the catcher wanted it.
Just missed. Late that time, and it's strike 2.
Well, that's today's style of baseball right there, right? Big time velo on the bump and big time pop at the plate.
Swings and misses, struck him out. 1 left for Seattle, but they still hold a commanding 9-1 lead.
Now pitching.
We're back in a new pitcher here to start the bottom of the 7th.
And compared to a lot of other relievers, strikeouts have not been a big weapon for him this year. So the defense should be active.
Welcome back. Taking a look at our game summary.
Kazuo Oka.
Close, but call the ball. And it's 2-1.
You know, these Cubs just lacking discipline at the plate in this ball game. They've been chasing pitches outside the zone all game, and it's led to some frustrating moments. They've been fooled quite a bit today.
Ripped on a line. Rodriguez makes the grab, 1 away. Here's the second baseman. Base is empty, 1 away. Here at the bottom of the 7th. Next offering is in for a strike.
No need to offer that pitch until you get to 2 strikes. It's just a low percentage of success when you want to try to go after that down and away pitch.
In the air, left field. Arozarena grabs it on the run. 2 down, base is empty. And next for the Cubs, Seiya Suzuki. And that one is downstairs. And the count 2-1. It's back center field. And that gives Bobby Witt Jr. a chance with 2 out.
That's back-to-back singles for him. Good extension on that swing. Took the pitch on the outside part of the plate and drove it up the middle. He let it travel. Just enough.
Hitting to the Cubs, number 3, Akinori Iwamura.
Suzuki off of first with 2 away. And that one in the air center field. And that is that. Brooks Baldwin. He's the new shortstop as he comes in as a defensive replacement here. Now it's the DH, Ken Griffey Jr.
The designated hitter, Ken Griffey Jr.
That one misses, so a leadoff walk.
You know, I think he's okay with that outcome. It wasn't an intentional walk, but he wasn't exactly trying to attack the zone either.
So man aboard, and the batter now, Josh Naylor. In the air, left field, Matsui sizes this one up, puts it away for the out. Here's the catcher to hit, Cal Raleigh. Ground ball left side, could be 2. The flip to second, double play. And that'll do it for the inning. Nothing doing for the offense that time. Last half of the 8th coming up. It's the M's 9 and the Cubs 1. On to the bottom of the 8th. Here's the catcher, Masataka Yoshida. He might just be the best hitting catcher in the game today.
Well, Boog, he's so valuable, does a good job behind the plate, but offensively, he's a middle-of-the-order type of bat, especially when you talk about catchers, and their #1 job is to handle the pitching staff and prevent runs. This guy is able to add runs by producing them.
Line drive, and that's down, a base hit. And a good start to the inning. Shohei Ohtani up to the dish. This one in the air, center field. Rodriguez gets under it. Hauls it in for the out. Aaron Judge at the plate. Judge rips that one. Arozarena sizing this one up. He's there. He's got it. 2 down. Now the left fielder, Hideki Matsui. Activity in the bullpen. Caleb Ferguson preparing to come on if needed. Saucedo warming up as well. That one pushed to the left and foul.
One more, let's go.
2-2 on the way. Swing and a ball lifted left field. Nabs it, and that ends the inning. All set to start the 9th in this one. And now for Seattle, Randy. Here comes the skipper. On the mound now, Roki Sasaki.
I think it's got to be a little tough coming in out of the pen when your guys are trailing so big on the scoreboard. Just doesn't have the same intensity to it, but he's got to find a way because these batters count the same for his stats, obviously, regardless of the score.
Pitch misses inside, and now 3-1. Oh, that got away from him. And he's going to reach on a hit by pitch to lead off the inning. Man at first, Brendan Donovan up next for the Mariners. Hit in the air out to center field. Judge has it sized up. Hauls it in for the out. So man aboard, Ryan Bliss up next for the Mariners. And look out, that one gets him. The second man he's plunked in this one.
Now batting, shortstop.
2 on with 1 out. Cole Young up next for the Mariners. In the air, right field. Suzuki has a beat on it, and there's 2 down. So first and second with 2 outs. And now Ichiro Suzuki. Just missed.
Tough spot right here. A couple runners on. 2-ball count. You can't nibble, but you have to execute and finish your pitch. If you leave something out over the plate, it's going to bring in some runs.
And a 2-1 hammered but foul. Swing and a miss, struck him out. That's the 3rd out. So they strand a pair. On to the bottom of inning number 9. 4, 5, 6 coming up. It's the M's 9 and the Cubs 1.
Now pitching.
Welcome back, and here comes the closer, Andres Munoz. He last pitched 4 days ago, so he should feel pretty fresh. Welcome back as we take a look at their upcoming schedule.
The first baseman, Vinny Pasquantino.
Next offering way off the plate. Swing and a ground ball out to short. Toss to Naylor. 1 out, bottom of the 9th. And now
batting,
Kazuo
the third
Oka.
baseman, Kazuo Oka.
Swing and a ball lifted in the air. Brings it in with a nice running grab. 2 up, 2 down.
Hey, man, 4 pitches, 2 outs. That is an excellent pace.
So they're down to their final out. So up now for Chicago, number 5. And a 1-1. And a foul ball. This could end it. Close, but called a ball. And it's 2-2. And there's a ball.
That turns out to be a really good take right there, but you don't want to end this game with the bat on your shoulder.
Got him, and that's the ball game.
Well, at this point of the year, first day of the summer, teams are really starting to figure out who they are. No more excuses about cold weather or any inclement conditions. Now I think we'll start to see what this team is really made of as we move forward.
9-1 is how it ends. For Chris Singleton and our entire crew, I'm John Shambi saying so long.